It's the beginning of another weekend. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulu Olabisi Ubo, and with me are the ladies. YK in the building.
Good morning. Good morning.
Excellent morning, ma.
Thank you. Thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm fine. Stressed, very stressed. Celebration starts on Monday.
Wow.
We had the school's debate on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Dancing competition on Tuesday.
Wow.
Art competition on Sunday.
Now, wow. No resting.
And then next week is the full week.
Yes.
My head, I have a constant headache right now.
I know.
No money. I'm just...
Do you take a milk? Warm milk?
No.
Try now. In the
Yesterday
morning.
I had cold milk for dinner. I had cold milk and cornflakes.
Did you relax
for my
you?
dinner.
Did you relax you a bit?
No.
Take warm milk in the morning for the headache.
How did it make you feel? She was like, no.
I didn't even sleep till about 11. I
Wow.
don't so much stress. My phone is ringing constantly. It's just mad. It's just mad. But I hope you're coming to the symposium on
Of course.
It's cuckoo
On
free.
Monday,
Of course.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Fine.
Today is
Even if it's
cuckoo
paid
free.
for, we'll be paid.
It's exciting. We
Know
have
you.
Sani there.
Okay.
We have Femi Falana.
Oh.
You can't remember.
Dele Farotimi.
Okay.
And the topic is evolution or devolution.
Wow.
Yes.
Are we growing or dying?
Nandi. We have Nandi as well.
Okay.
We have quite...
When is the
I will send
finale
you-
that we have to dance and party? That's like my best.
It's every day now.
Every evening.
Every day is music.
Okay.
Fela was a musician.
There's this final one they do like a concert to round up the whole celebration.
That's Sunday. Sunday is the last day.
I look forward to that one.
I'm just praying, Jerry.
You'll be fine, don't worry.
Well,
I see my copy. You know that I'm stressed.
Sorry, how you doing, Miriam?
I'm doing great.
How's it going?
Fine. Today, coming to work, there was a bit of traffic, right? And then there were these two schoolgirls looking really smart with their bags on a bike. And then a car just, like, you know how it gets really tight? So it was trying to move, and then it sort of hit her bag off her back. She just changed from sweet-looking, smart schoolgirl. I warned you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. No, I felt like I should go and say to her, no, young lady, don't get
the way to
all.
go.
Yes. But then I understand it's also Lagos. Probably this girl has been looking for a bus or something. She finally got on a bike, and then this man comes and threw you like,
How
yo!
dare you? This is Lagos, so we have to open
You have
our eyes.
to shine your eye. Be violent.
But I thought, you know,
when
when I
I
was
was-
actually admiring them, I thought, see how smart they look. And then she just turned.
Yes, so you have to be crazy to survive Lagos.
In school, I was quiet, but by the time I turned my 20s and 30s,
You had
I
to.
battle anybody on the road. I battle, you know. It's not that I'm cool. As
Yeah.
I get older now.
Yeah. I think I'm beginning to get cool too. What do you think?
I think you're cool. I think you put up a front.
Yeah, I do.
Of being-
People don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't think she's
You're not
cool.
that close,
She's
that's
cool.
why. You don't know.
She's
Come
really,
close,
she
yeah.
is. She's cool, she's calm. Yeah, it's just that you let you know how she feels.
Yes, I will tell you.
But I don't see that. Every time she makes mouth, she, I'm like,
Because you know now, please stop bullying, busting my stuff.
I see
this
your
weekend.
dollar sign.
Oh, Chuku. I found out what Chuku.
What does that?
You have to come for even classes.
You promised me the last time. What was that one?
I'm not going to say that. Oh, please. Today is
We have
Friday.
moved on from
so
that.
when I get home today, I'm going to be making a fisherman soup.
Oh.
Yes, for the
like-
family. Seafood,
See
everything.
that one you sent me.
That one was
day.
in Salah.
Yeah,
That one was
that
in
was in
Salah.
Salah.
Yes.
Okay.
Salah soup.
I was wondering what it was. It
Yeah.
was so sweet.
Yeah, thank
Oh,
you.
fish. I'm trying to make
All right, thank you. Like it.
Get it for dinner and breakfast.
You said so
Let's
already.
go on a short break. When we come back, we'll take the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's start with the nation. INEC lists Uba, Soludo, Ozigbo, Okonkwo for Anambra poll. UK relaxes rules for fully vaccinated travelers from Nigeria. Naira recovers amid low dollar demand. Maina's son, Faisal, gets 14 years jail term for money laundering. Why we halted planned petrol price hike by Buhari. North's PDP leaders to microzone party chair. And 7 policemen, 2 lawyers, 6 others killed in Niger, Ebonyi. Who has a story in the nation?
Yeah, I do. I have Faisal, the 21-year-old son of the former chairman of the defunct Pension Reform Task Team, Abdul Rashid Maina. He has been sentenced to 14 years. The court says because it has been established, during the case that Faisal operated a fictitious bank account through which his father laundered 58.1 million naira. He also just confirmed that it was naira. Then he also withdrew money. He and his father withdrew from that account between October 2013 to June 2019. And that, the defense was trying to push the fact that it was the father's account, and the court says that he was old enough to have realized that the inflow into that account was from corruption that his father was involved in. So he has jumped bail, as we know. He's not in Nigeria, but it has been put on notice that wherever in Nigeria he's seen, he should be arrested and locked up. And if he's anywhere abroad, they will start the extradition process.
My problem with that is, if he's only 22 now.
21.
When did this start?
This thing happened
so we're saying
in 2012 or 2013. Take 2013 from 22. How old was he?
Okay.
He was a child.
He was a child.
But they were able to prove that he's been involved in withdrawing money from that account. So let's say it's 21. From 18 to 21, he could have been withdrawing money from that account.
It's not, how is it to know that it was... See, how is it to know?
Well,
maybe it's because his father gave him money. But you see, that is why we need to protect our children.
Yes.
Why would he open an account in his son's name?
Because
his son must have been like 13 or something when
this happened.
This happened.
True.
Okay. Now he's back 14 years. Even though Nigeria is a comedy of errors, you are giving somebody that has absconded 14 years. Where are you going to find him? Find him first. I hope they still have Maina, because that's the real culprit.
Yes, that's the real culprit, yeah.
And
you have a story in the nation, Waike?
In the nation, it's just that the COVID, UK has rejigged its COVID laws against Nigeria. So if you've had if you have been double vaccinated, and
have your QR code, your certificate.
You have everything, you have your card, sir. You can go to UK and you only do day 2 tests. You don't have to
be isolated.
To isolate or do the day 8 test.
Good.
So
they trust our card now.
Yes, they were investigating it. I took it yesterday, and where the minister was saying that we should relax, that they are the ones that were involved in getting us this COVID-19 and helping us get vaccinated. So that we will pass. So if you have done AstraZeneca, Moderna,
Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson as well.
Yeah. Are there any other ones apart from these ones?
These are the
in
ones
Nigeria.
We know for now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are the
ones here.
Yeah, and they say there was something else that they said. It starts on Monday. Sorry.
Yeah, it starts on Monday. 11th. Yeah. So
if you go today, you still isolate too. So if your ticket is for today till Sunday, just wait and go on Monday.
Yeah. Oh my God! So this said no fewer than 7 policemen have been shot dead by gunmen in Niger and Ebonyi. And there's this Pangu community that gunmen came in, shooting sporadically into the air. 5 riot policemen who went to stop them were killed on the spot. A primary health care center and 2 patrol vehicles were burnt in the attack. And also in Ebonyi, think about 10 people died in that attack. There was an attack that happened. I wanted to get exactly where it happened, but then 2 lawyers who just went, ran into the gunmen were killed on the spot. And I think a few policemen also and other innocent citizens were killed. This is becoming one too many, and we still don't have who we have held, how we have prosecuted, what we have done to ensure that this doesn't continue. Let's move on to the punch. Sell refineries, moribund assets, reduce deficits, economists. National Assembly tells Buhari. Fully vaccinated Nigerians need no pre-departure test quarantine. UK. Experts celebrate malaria vaccine breakthrough. Federal government plans procurement. Chairmanship, PDP governors insist on North. NEC adopts zoning report. 24 billion pension fraud. Fleeing convicted director's case stalled over AGF's fiat. Maina's son jailed 14 years. Father applies to reopen defense. We've taken that story. Grandma weeps as Oyo policeman extorts family of 150,000 house rent. I hope somebody has that.
Yes.
Ex-SGF Lawal knew nothing about 544 million contract fraud, EFCC witness. Flooding will compound cholera crisis, lead to more deaths. Water aid. Osun couple found dead at home, buried without autopsy, house help held. Unibed suspends lecturer, orders police probe of alleged students' rape. Abductor shoots colleague dead as Ondo Amotekun closes in. Smuggled Tokumbo gas cylinders flooding Nigerian market. SON. Who has what story in
the grandmother who was crying, she was crying to the correspondent. She was lamenting that she had saved money and borrowed money to pay her rent, 150,000. She now gave her son, by name Jesu Bemi, to go and pay the money. So he was on a bike when he was relayed by policemen. The team was led by Badru Samson. Okay. I think it's important that we mention his name. And they started saying, you know how they attack these young boys? Because if you see his hair is like dreads, yahoo, yahoo, said to search him. So he said, because he has experienced people who they plant drugs on them when you search them, he said no, he will bring out his pocket. So he brought out his pockets. And then they saw the 150,000. That's how they just put him in their car.
Wow, and drove off.
Took him to, I think, I've forgotten the area where they took him. Anyway, they took him to an area. They dispossessed him of the 150,000. They told him to unlock his phone, checked, didn't see anything there. Then they made him, he had an extra 2,000. They took that. So he had to walk from there. He had to walk from where they...
Back home?
Yeah. And
but they didn't kill him.
They didn't kill him.
Thank God.
Yeah, we hope they get justice. We hope that they are found and prosecuted and their money is returned to them. This is really shameful.
They said when they called the police, the PRO for your state, he says they are investigating. They will get back to them. Wow. But they should. It is important because this is what caused the NSAS.
Yes. Police brutality, extortion, and all that. So
it's not fair. I have 150,000 on me and you take it from me because you say I'm a yahoo yahoo. Right. What have you used to prove that I'm a yahoo yahoo?
How dare you? How dare you have dreads and have money in your pocket?
Saggy jeans and all that.
There's no law against dressing now. No. There's no law against dreads. No, if you want, let us know that there's law, so we'll stop all that one.
Profiling. Wrong profiling. So a witness of EFCC, Julius Babalola, during in court, gave witness, was witness of EFCC, and he said that in his witness, he revealed that the former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal, knew nothing of the 544 million naira contract scam for which criminal charges were filed against him. He said that that only the Ministerial Tenders Board for the Presidential Initiative for Northeast was solely responsible for award of the contract, and that he, Babalola, who is also head procurement department, the office of SSG, insisted that due process was followed by Tenders Board members for the selection of contracts, and that the former SSG, never participated in the activities of PINE and Ministerial Tenders Board under OSGF. I think it's important to know because, there was lots of noise around his involvement in this scam. But here, according to a witness, was saying that even the former SSG was not involved in any of these activities.
So at this story, a couple in Ilesha said their names are Olasukomi Eso and his wife Deborah. They were buried in their residence at Imole Ayo area of Ilesha, Osun State. According to the story, said the couple were found dead in the house early Friday, October 1, and they had to arrest the house help, a 10-year-old house help, because according to the story, said they are suspecting either it's food poisoning or it's their generator fumes. But then they were already buried without an autopsy. So the children of the couple came and they are asking that they, carry out an autopsy to find out the cause of death. And that's where the story is. Okay, let's take a short break now. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. So let's take the sun. PDP neck okay zoning of party chair to north. Anambra Guba, INEC clears Soludo, Okonkwo, Andy Uba, Ozigbo, Obi Nauzo. Buhari considers fresh tax laws. Pandora Papers, I broke no law, says ex-governor Peter Obi. Wike calls for increased revenue allocation to states. Federal government's 774,000 jobs created for local government scam, TUC. Money laundering, Maina's son faces a back's 14-year jail term. Taking that. IPOP dares Southeast governors on counter group's dream. COVID, UK adjusts travel rules for vaccinated Nigerians. What do we have in the sun?
Let me take the major headline.
Go ahead.
So I don't like to take political stories, but I'm take this one. The National Executive Committee for PDP yesterday have approved the zoning of the party's next national chairman to the north. And they also said that the committee recommended that the current elective National Working Committee positions in the party should be swapped between north and south. And also clarified that what they have done so far is has nothing to do, is not approval, it's not for the executive or legislative positions come 2023. This is just for the National Working Committee. And that's it. So,
okay. Do we have any?
So Peter Obi has said that he broke no laws in the, what do you call it, the Pandora box.
Pandora report.
He says that
Article.
The publication didn't say he has stopped money. It didn't say when he was governor. He just said that he was avoiding tax, that he didn't break any laws, and that they should go and investigate properly as to this jointly owned business. If that they're just people are just making allegations, so please just leave him in peace.
All right. So the Trade Union Congress yesterday are saying that the federal government's special works program, that's the 774,000 jobs that were supposed to be given across the local government, that is a scam and is meant to manipulate Nigerians. So according to the president, that's Quadri Olayele, he says that ever since this started, he has not seen one person who benefited from that scheme. He has not seen anybody who's done the job. And it's even against the International Labour Organization rules, because you are going to be employing a graduate who will be earning about 15,000. When you wake up in the morning as a graduate and you're going to a job that will pay you 15,000, that's quite demoralizing. That what they expect the federal government to do is to provide an enabling environment so that private businesses can thrive, and then they can give jobs, beneficial jobs, jobs that are worthy of graduates taking on for the people, and not you creating the jobs that would not even pay them properly. And me, I want to agree with them. For economies that are thriving, it's really not the government that gives the job. They just create that enabling environment. So businesses, everybody's employing, and you employ well, you pay them well, then labor will now
is the
ensure
environment
that they're
enabling?
well.
Yes, that's the question.
Is that not what they're supposed to create?
That's the real major question. Because if, for instance, when you start your business, you must buy generator.
Yeah, of course, or else.
If you start your business in England, you're not thinking of generator now. There are some certain things that you don't think of. When you buy that generator, you must put fuel.
Yeah,
diesel.
Or diesel. And then you must service it.
Yes.
Depending on how big the business is. So there are so many factors.
Leading to your business.
There are so many factors that...
But that's what we're saying. Anyway, let's move on to the Tribune. Where president comes from has never been Nigeria's problem, Atiku. Outrage as price of 12.5 kg of LPG, that's gas, rises by 97.4% in 12 months. Buhari says Nigeria exited recessions through borrowing. Prioritizes defense, internal security. Gives reasons for suspension of upward review of PMS pump price. To review tax waiver, level of budget deficit high, Senate President. New treatment signals hope for sickle cell patients, study. IPOB Army arrests Nollywood actor Chinwe Talagu. Anambra Guba, think we've taken that. More Oyo APC groups reject zoning committee for state congresses. 13 feared killed in Ebonyi. Who has a story here?
Yeah, so the former vice president and we know the 2019 presidential candidate of PDP, Tiwa Abubakar, he was saying that that the party has every right to come up with rules that guide the party, but Nigerians determine for themselves who ends up being president. So saying that a president is a southern president or a northern president, there's nothing like that, but a Nigerian president for Nigerian people. So, and he's saying that the party needs to do a lot better or go back to the way they used to, where they resolve their internal issues. He says that this party has always faced challenges since from inception, and that it should do better and first concentrate on gaining power in 2023. I think he was just trying to make sure that they are focused on their journey ahead.
Was there any points where he said that we shouldn't be thinking about tribe? But
that's what I said, where he said that there's a president for Nigeria. We have a Nigerian president, not a southern president or a northern. Yes, it's a Nigerian president for Nigerian people.
Okay. Because until we move past this north, south, east, west, we're not going to go forward.
Until we move past zoning.
Until we move past that and employ competent people, even if it comes from the Nupe tribe, for instance, that they are a minority, we will not, because it's competence that is going to move Nigeria
but every
forward.
tribe will argue that they have competent people in their tribe, so you find them.
Yes, he's saying that's at party level, but don't make it for Nigerians. Yeah. Nigerians will decide who they pick as president.
Yeah.
So they've arrested DSS have arrested Chiwetalu Agu. And they say they arrested him, that they didn't brutalize him, but he was doing, he was wearing the toga of IPOB, and you're not supposed to.
Biafran insignia.
Outfit.
That's their toga now.
Okay, Biafran IPOB. Okay, they're the same.
Are they not the same?
Yeah, you're right. So, but they said they didn't brutalize him.
That's what they say.
Okay.
They said they did. They just called him in for questioning because IPOB has been proscribed. So why is he wearing and that he resisted arrest? But even though he resisted arrest, they didn't
touch him.
They didn't brutalize him.
Okay, let me move on before I ask a question.
Ask.
So there's
I will tell you what is inside.
Don't worry. A revolutionary new treatment has been approved in England by the National Health Service, NHS, that is for sickle cell disease. And they said this is the first in 20 years. The drug is crizanlizumab, made by Novartis, and it will be injected into the vein and can be taken on its own or also alongside standard treatment and regular transfusions. So this is going to make it a lot more easy. Instead of the patients having over 6 times a year breakdown that they have to go for treatment or crisis, what they call crisis, with this, they can have it just 2 to 3 times or 1 to 6 times in a year. 1.6 times on the average. And they said that it also includes a tablet called hydroxyurea. And regular blood
Don't chop your mouth.
Yes, so
regular blood transfusion. So congratulations to them. I hope that they come up with more, because I've actually seen someone up close who has this sickle cell, and you don't even want to wish it on your enemy.
We just thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God for that.
This is good news.
Let's move on to the Vanguard. Buhari disowned Malami on emergency, Anambra governor. Tanker drivers begin nationwide strike weekend over bad roads, others. 2023 will be tough if Nigeria fails to restructure, Gani Adams. Convention, PDP ratifies Ugwani's committee recommendation on zoning. Senate confirms nominees for downstream authority. $15 billion judgment debt. Supreme Court adjourns for ruling on federal government UBN appeal. Budget 2022, are debt levels still within sustainable limits, Buhari? 2023, Sanwo-Olu backs Tinubu's presidential bid, flags off Swagger Group. Who has what story here?
The Malami, the Obiano, has said that he met with the president yesterday, and the president never mentioned anything about declaring a state of emergency in Anambra State, and that it is in bad taste for Malami to say that there's going to be a state of emergency in Anambra State, that in the last 2 weeks, 15 people have died. He's not saying that it is not bad, but does he want to compare it to what's happening in Zamfara, Katsina? He named about 3 or 4 states. So why has he not said they want to declare state of emergency in those states? Why is it in Anambra State when he knows that elections are coming up?
Yeah.
And a lot of people too have criticized Malami for that statement and have asked for him to resign or be sacked.
Well, remember that story you took, YK, last week about the petroleum tankers complaining that they are likely to go on strike if the federal government does not do anything concerning their roads and their safety valve for the tankers. So they said the suspension or the ultimatum given to the federal government has not been responded to and is expiring today. So likely they are going to start their strike either today or Monday. And so far, the federal government hasn't called them to have negotiations, haven't discussed anything with them, and they can't keep killing themselves and dying on those roads. So they need to go on strike. I pray that our fuel and diesel does not increase.
Because Nigerians are still shouting about gas, cooking gas.
The safety valve.
Why is the government? Yes, exactly. Why is the government?
They are supposed to monitor to ensure that they have it on. So that's where the problem is. So the federal government is not monitoring. They are not, enforcing compliance. That's where the problem is. Gas quickly before
yes,
we go.
Nigerians are still complaining about gas. People are saying we're using charcoal. It's not because we want to use charcoal. The prices have just gone, to the roof. And the Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers were giving the reasons why this is happening. He says, first of all, the supply is inadequate. The introduction of VAT has also affected price, that they have to also source for foreign exchange, and we know the value of the naira to the dollar. He says most of the fees that have to do with importation are all in dollars, so all these things are affecting the price. And also, whether locally produced or imported, the prices are international price, standard prices, so that's why
thank you so much, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we speak with the person from Lush. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us on set right now is Abigail Ogunsuyi, a student at Lush Hair Academy. Welcome to the show. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Fine.
So tell us a bit about you. Who is Abigail Ogunsuyi?
Abigail Oludini Ogunsuyi is a DIY hairstyle content creator on YouTube.
Do it yourself.
Yes. So I make my hair myself, make the videos and post them on YouTube. So, and I'm also an aspiring hairstylist. So I graduated from the University of Ocean State University with animal science.
Why didn't you go to animals?
So, obviously, you're sort of like a YouTube sensation, and you already know how to style your own hair, but why do you think you needed to update or upgrade your hairstyling skills?
Okay, the reason why I updated my hairstyling skills was because I make my hair myself, and people just see it and be like, why not make for other people? And I'm like, because you're just making for yourself, you're not bringing money in for yourself. I'm like, okay, that I should
turn it into business.
Turn it into a business, so that's why I say that.
Smart.
So, how did you know about the Lush Hair Academy?
Okay, Lush Hair Academy, I saw it on Instagram. Then I decided to enroll, since people have been telling me that I should upgrade my skills and become a stylist instead. So.
Why did you choose them? Why did you choose
Why did I choose Lush Hair? Okay, while I was thinking of upgrading my skills, I have the mindset that I don't want to go to all these roadside just salon where you just stand and watch what Madame is doing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go to a school, a styling school, but I didn't really see one that was close to me or the one that I really liked. Then when I saw the advert, I'm like, this is where I'm going.
So what would you say the experience has been like?
Wow, the experience has been amazing. The instructors are amazing, and like it was very great for me because the things I didn't even expect, like things that I thought I knew, I realized that I didn't even know half of it.
Wow. Like, could you name one thing?
Like one thing, there's this, you know, when you use edge control on your hair and it turns ashy and all. I learned a method of how to make it not to be ashy.
Good. You give us some
Yes,
of those
because
tips.
that's important.
We need it.
You look very young.
Maybe. I'm 28.
You're 28. You're
Much
married already.
younger.
Yes.
Because I can see
The wedding band.
ring.
Yes.
Wow. Look young, Sha. Look
Thank
like
you.
22.
I get that a lot.
So how does the academy work? What sort of courses do they offer? Is it like a proper school? And what are some of the things you benefited?
Okay, they started with crash courses, like bridal hairstyling. They started with the bridal hairstyling. I was part of the first set of the bridal hairstyling class. Then they continued with artistic braid, crochet, and dreadlock class. So now, after this, we just graduated on Tuesday.
Okay.
So now they want to start a proper academy, whereby after 3 months, depending on the course you're choosing, intermediate or beginners. So after the courses, you get to go for your intern in salons where you practice more.
What you've learned.
Fantastic.
And yes.
Oh, that's...
So
Your hair is natural.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
thank you.
Very beautiful. You style your natural
Yes.
hair yourself. I love that. You need to come and give my ladies some lessons.
Okay.
Now, talking about those lessons, she's saying, like, what do you think of the Lush hair products? One, what do you think about, you know, quality and how to use, and also what 3 styles can you use Lush hair products for?
Okay. Lush hair is a very nice product. The texture is very soft and easy to use.
Okay.
Because there are some extensions that you use, and by the time you pick them, start tangling. And for me, as a DIY stylist, I'm like, where is this thing? When my hand is on my head, I'm
Yeah.
like,
You need something easy.
Yeah, so it's easy for me to use, and there are different styles to use with it. Like I did this updo, I used the wild braids for it, and then there are bridal hairstyles. You can use it for bridal hairstyles, crochet, locks, various hairstyles. Yeah, avant-garde hairstyles. You can even use it for the color.
Oh, really? I love that.
So is there any advice you would give to anybody looking to, you know, attend the Lush Hair Academy?
Okay. I would advise that when you're going there, go with the mind that you want to learn. And while you're at it, you should know that you are going to get so much and gain so much from it. Yeah.
So what should we expect from you going forward?
Okay. I just started a mobile hair salon. So
Fantastic.
I hope on getting a real salon soon, but I'm starting with that. Just like
A mobile hair salon, what does that mean?
It's like home service, like it's a way of saying home service.
I love that. I love this about
Mobile
you.
hair.
Mobile hair salon. Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you very much, Abigail, for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Well
on the
done.
show.
I
Well
like
done.
young, ambitious ladies like you.
Thank you very
We wish
much.
you all the best in your future
Thank
Lush endeavors.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we take the hot topics. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, a popular Ghanaian pastor made a list of several things that, according to him, makes one a failure if you are at 35 or if you're 35 years old and you're still staying with your parents, is one of those things, or staying in your family compound, you are a failure. If at 40, certain family relations can't reach out to you for help and a bunch of other things, you are a failure. So the question is, what is the definition of failure? Join the conversation on 081-270-53687 or 091-390-76948. So today we're going to be defining failure, I guess. And I would like us to take it one at a time. So the first one he says here is, you are a failure if at 35 you're still living with your parents' family or family compound, with your parents or in your family compound. What do you think about this?
Well, I will start with myself.
Okay.
Because my mother, my brother, my sister, we all stayed together in one house. My brother at the time was paying the rent. My mother started paying the rent, then my brother took it over. Mm-hmm. And then we've now moved to a family home. I have my own bungalow. He has his own. Everybody has their own.
Mm-hmm. In a family compound.
In a family compound. Okay. And I remember how we got that land. It was Femi's first record deal with Motown. Mm. He went and bought that land. Mm. And then divided it amongst all of us.
Siblings, wow.
So we all have our own property. So we want to stay together. In Africa, there is communal living.
Yes.
And it's what we have lost out in this, our Oyinbo way. Everybody face your own, face your own. But I believe that communal living also helps build. There is nothing you can do to break our family like that. You can't come from outside to come and break our family. You can stay in your house and be breaking shadows, but not. And that is what my father taught us. Even my mother, both of them, we've lived together forever. So is he saying that if I'm living with my mother and I'm the one paying the rent, I am a failure? Because I Googled the definition of failure, and the definition of failure is lack of success.
Yes.
So lack of is if you don't have money in the bank.
Is that lack of success? Is that even lack of success?
It says lack of success, lack of success, the neglect or omission of expected or required action. So
that's the...
I want to ask the pastor first, or does he know that collecting money from your congregation in fake circumstances definition of failure?
Okay, let's not go there.
So one thing I do not like with these lists that people will you just tell a story, you just make a list without putting into consideration so many other factors that come into, people's lives. A 35-year-old, just as you mentioned, living with his parents, there are just different reasons why. It could be a 35-year-old who is on a journey to success, who is on a journey to somewhere. It could be a 35-year-old who has done so well, and then he was scammed, and he's down on his luck, or something, and he's gone home to rest from all the world's wahala. And then immediately you term that person a failure. It could be people like you who have decided that they want to have that communal living. We have a compound, and all of us, we live in the same compound. But when you read that definition, the second part of a failure is when you refuse to take action towards your growth, towards your development. And for me, that's how I just see failure. Because just not having money, and you know how money is now. Today you have some, tomorrow you have so much of it, another time you have excess of it, another time things are tough. And so would you judge me on every scale, of availability of money that I have or not? The truth is, we need to be careful how we make this list, especially also for a pastor. Most of you are supposed to be motivational speakers. You're calling people into the church.
Are they supposed to be motivational speakers?
You're giving people hope. You're trying to
you pastor that you are judging people, you are a failure.
I don't that particular list. I don't completely agree with. I don't even agree with that list. That's number one.
Yeah. So before we go to the second one, so I want to believe that what he meant with this scenario you painted is quite different from the regular people who would stay in their family compound without aspiring to have their own or to move out. So you see someone, you have trained him in school, trained her in school and everything, and then she doesn't want to do any form of work because the father has a house. She just sits there and nothing is happening, waiting for them to feed. There are scenarios like that, especially in an African context, I have seen personally. And I want to believe that's the sort of people this pastor is talking about. So if you're that kind of, that kind of man
what of women who, until they get married, they don't want to leave their father's house?
Abi, their father does not release them.
No, even if they don't want to leave, because if they leave, the society, you're the same people that say, why are you out of your father's house before marriage? And then this person now decides to, okay, appeal in some way to society's sensibilities and stay back. And then in the same mouth, you now call the person a failure.
Okay, let's move on to the second one. It says you're a failure if you're waiting for government before you start something with your life.
Well, we can agree with that one small.
Small.
Yes.
Okay. Why small?
Small because, well, especially if it's Nigerian government, they're not going to answer you. So you better move on.
Better wake up.
Wake up and smell the coffee. You know, you won't say because Nigerian government won't give you light, you will not eat. So you don't wait for government. Find your way.
Yeah.
That's, but I still refuse that word, failure. I still, because you are a pastor. Why are you accusing people?
No, he may be using it to teach his congregation, to sit up and work.
He that is collecting tithes.
He's teaching, he's working. He's working. He did not use knife to collect the tithes. He's working. So, you chose to pay to your God, and you're paying through him.
So if I agree.
Okay,
Do you know what?
please.
They say he's a Ghanaian pastor.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe Ghanaians are waiting on government before they start. But we know this is Nigeria. Many Nigerians are out on the street hustling for everything that they need to eat, wear. You know, they're really not waiting for government. Our cry is usually, government, please do more so that our lives can be easier, so that we can run our businesses. We have our young ones here in Nigeria riding bikes, graduates, you know, doing all sorts of jobs just to make ends meet. We have people who are doctors and Uber drivers, you know, outside working hours. So that's the spirit of Nigeria. So maybe his own country, they are
Everybody's
just
waiting
sitting
on
at home and waiting.
Waiting
In
for
Nigeria,
I don't even believe they're waiting for government in Ghana. Because anybody who waits for government just forget your life.
Or maybe it's
Who
America.
go and sleep in government house?
Yeah, but I know some countries too that they actually wait on the government to do everything for them. They are considered lazy, actually. I wouldn't use the word failure because it's not me that would define failure for you. But I know that those sort of people are considered lazy, where the government has to pay them.
It's judgmental.
But that country, a government, there's a system of government doing things. So they're used to government working out for them. So
would you consider them failures?
I would consider them quite lazy.
Okay.
Yes. Because there are some people that just...
They are lazy, but not failures.
I think in the UK, they get, what do they...
Stipends?
They get welfare.
Welfare.
Yes. So... and people have been accused.
Housing.
Yes, they get housing. People have been accused of just being lazy and taking advantage of the system. When they are able-bodied, they can move around. Yes, but Nigeria, there's no housing, there's no welfare.
It is not
get up and go.
you know they've done Brexit, so they've driven all the hard workers out.
Yeah.
Now, the returns are now looking. Supermarket empty, everything empty.
Like, okay.
Because there's nobody to drive the trucks.
All right,
nobody
let's
to do the hard
but they're
million
not
jobs.
failures. They're just lazy.
They're lazy, yeah, they're lazy, and they could be failures too. So it's the same when you're not when you don't take an action that you're supposed to take for your advancement, you are a failure. You give us that definition. On that note, let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll take phone calls and messages. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we are still on this pastor's posts, and we are down to number 3. He says, you are a failure if all you think about is waiting to be fed by others. Regardless of your circumstances, you can start something. What do you ladies think about this? Because why I want to somehow agree with this, there are people that have a culture of beggy. They beg for everything. they have hands, you come close to them, you realize that they have talents, but they feel they are too big to start from a certain scratch. And they look at you and feel that you have maybe somebody has helped you get to that level, not understanding the work that you have put in. And then they just aspire without wanting to put in any work. So it's all about collecting. I want to do this. I want to do. And you are looking at the person and wondering, you can actually go out on the street and hustle the way I'm hustling, you know? So what do you think about it? YK, let me start with you.
You see, there are some people, you know, this is where I may not agree with you when you say, don't wait for government. Let me tell you, there are some people who are born without any... Look, I'll give you, for example, the Amajari kids. They don't have hope. They are born without hope because you give birth to them, you put them on the streets to start begging. So they don't know any other life. Now, are you going to blame them?
For begging.
For begging. That is the life they have known. It is not right. It is not right to beg. Don't get me wrong.
Begging.
But I'm saying you have not known any other life. There has not been any enabling environment
for you to thrive.
When there is no... When we talk about, the ones that are have on welfare in England, remember that they have an enabling environment.
Yes.
They actually can go and work. There are things that they can do. Here, what's your enabling environment?
Let's take this call from Femi from K2. Good morning, Femi.
Good, Adrian. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
Done.
Thank you.
Number one, like Yenny said, he has a communal living. They bought their land, and every one of them, very good system of living. And if you have children, all of them have gone to live around, but you retain one. Give him or her a flat in your home. That is not laziness. You just have to have somebody, one of the children at home. But whereby you retain a 35-year-old man or girl who refuses to work and depending on the parents to feed, that is an example of laziness and failure.
Thank you, Mr. Femi. Thank you so much. He has just... So there are two scenarios here.
Exactly, yes. You know, it's different if I want to stay in my father's house and just be eating bread and egg every day and yam and beans. And it's different, and I'm not working. Because when you say, think about a 35-year-old, what of the one that the mother is 80? And I decide to go and stay with my mother. She needs someone to look after her.
That's a different scenario.
Yes.
Mariam, let me come to you.
Yeah, so my brother told me this very funny story. He said one time he was walking and he saw this chubby kids, about 3 of them playing, running around, you know, chasing each other. And he was even admiring them, like, look at them, so chubby and everything. Next thing, he just heard their parents, what are you still doing there? You have not gone to beg? Go back and go out and beg in Hausa. And he was in shock. And next thing, they were running onto the express, you know, trying to, while the parents were sitting afar off. So, you know, when you brought the story of the people who don't have any other life. So for those children on the street begging, it's not their fault. The people are using them to beg. They have these particular ones I talked about. They had their parents sitting down in the corner, using their children as tools to beg. Able-bodied parents, hands and feet, obviously mentally okay, you know, but probably no heart. Because how do you do that to your child or your children when you could have just put yourself together and do the best you can for them, provide for them, give them school. So, you know, when their mates are in school, they are out there begging. So begging, I think, is a failure.
It is.
If it's because, you cannot... because some people beg because they want to maintain a lifestyle that they cannot afford.
That one is failure too.
Yes. So that's another form of begging. Because people will say to you, but I'm broke or I can't. We understand that. We understand help for a little while. We understand a little fund
to help me.
But to beg so that someone will give you money
that's
to maintain a certain lifestyle, to beg when you want to put your children in a certain type of school, when you know that you can't afford that. You can afford a little less and comfortably, but no. So for me, and you're not doing anything to work towards doing better. Do you understand? That's begging.
That's begging. But begging doesn't necessarily mean failure. It just means you are a greedy person. I just want to be just
greed on top. You are greedy.
Greed plus the failure. Let's take this call from Stephen.
Greed.
Stephen from Kwara. Good morning, Stephen. We lost that. Okay, let's move on quickly to the next one. It says, you are a failure if you keep repeating mistakes in the name of human weakness.
I agree.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
You're a failure if you keep repeating mistakes in the name of human weakness. So I've seen people who, they make one mistake, you know, they come out of it, they relapse again, they come out of it. It now becomes a pattern. So when you have made a mistake to a point where it's now a part of you, it's now a pattern, you have built that neurological pathway. You're saying now that you are a failure.
You see, I don't like to be judgmental.
Yes.
There are certain factors in people's lives. Until you know what is that factor in the person's life before you can
judge.
I'm not God. Who am I to judge anybody? If you have this, there are some people who are addicted to sex.
Yes.
For instance.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes. And then you now
it's an addiction.
Yes.
They need help.
Yes.
That is why they are psychologists. That's why they are psychiatrists. That's why they are life coaches.
Life coaches.
Life coaches. I mean, what
life coaches.
Life coach now.
Life coaches.
Lifetime coaches.
I don't think you call yourself something, Sha. That is why they are there to help assist people
That's what we do.
who are weak in certain aspects in their lives. No two people are the same.
Yeah.
No two people are the same. I remember I used to smoke. And I tried for years and years and years to give it up. Every January 1st, I would say, my last cigarette.
Resolution.
In fact, towards the end, I just said, I will never do New Year's resolution because by third,
yes,
you are
broken
looking for
it.
cigarettes.
So how did you stop?
My daughter entered university. My chest was paining me.
So you now
And I looked at my life like this. This is your chest is paining. You are about to die. Your daughter will graduate. You will not be there. Who will pay her school fees when you die? Come, madam.
Reality check.
Reality check. The day she entered university, the day I stopped.
Wow.
And I said to myself, when she graduates and I have seen her into
I want
life,
to clap for you.
I will start again.
Yeah.
But there was no point.
Yes.
But I was weak to the point where
For a very long time.
Till
Until
it
you got the
became
motivation.
necessity.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Mother of invention.
When I look back, Omo, your daughter.
I love this story.
You will not want that graduate. This is what you are doing. Nobody to pay us. I just, the last cigar like this, from that day till as we are talking today.
That's awesome. Let's take this call from Ebonyi State. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you for making my morning.
Oh,
You're welcome.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, this is the second time I'm reaching you.
Ah.
And this army smiles on your face makes my morning. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Boma.
Let me tell you something. My name is Ufuoma. It's not Ufuoma.
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 Ufuoma. Okay.
That's
Okay.
my name.
Got that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. The point is this. The pastor has not taken note of the economic situation in Nigeria. For instance, maybe we propose that for the Ghanaians. Because in Nigeria, a guy of 35 is just beginning. At 40, most young men have not even married. I want to put it to him that he made a mistake because it's just like one pastor in a church I visited who was collecting tithes from a gate man in my club. And I was wondering why the pastor was giving an example with that gate man, whether he's supposed to be helping the gate man. So, in this case, it's a failure on the part of the pastor
Who
could not help.
Pastor Gogo is the failure.
Ufoma, YK will like you. Thank you so much.
His story reminds me of...
Because, excuse me, I like what he said. A gatesman, the guy, are you calling him a failure because he's earning pittance that the stupid pastor is paying him? It's that person that's paying him small change. And he's collecting inside that small change as tithes.
10% has to.
But the guy is hardworking.
Yes.
He wakes up and goes to work every day.
He's diligent.
It is not his fault that
He's a gatesman. Upgrade him.
A story I heard in church one time.
judgmental pastor Gogo is the failure.
There's a story I heard. Okay.
Let's take a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, Miriam, you wanted to say something.
I heard this story a long time ago in the church. The pastor was saying that there's this new person that came into church, and every time they are praying, he always falls under the power of the Holy Ghost. So even before you reach him, he has fallen. Then after a while, he asked some of the church workers to follow him home and just find out, and they realized that he didn't have a mattress. He slept on the bare floor. And so it was out of stress. It was not Holy Ghost. So they put money together and got him a mattress for him to sleep. So you see, when we're talking about sometimes people have their issues at home, and as a pastor, you should help much more than just collect it from them. I thought it was a funny story to share.
It is. So, we're rounding up this because we have to move on to another topic.
You haven't said why we have to move on.
He's our producer. We're enjoying this topic. Producer said we should move on to another topic. So we're going to move on. But let us round up this one. So for me, I think what I've picked from some of the comments you have made so far is that nobody has a right to define failure for you. We need to start owning our own successes. We need to start, having our own standards. So I don't have to fly as high as Miriam to see myself as successful. I have my own level. I have my own aspirations. I have my own destiny. So wherever you find yourself, work with your lemons. Make it a lemonade. Do to the best of your ability. Put in the work there. And at whatever level you get to, own it. Enjoy the process.
Can I just add something there?
Please.
As long as you are honest, you have integrity, you are doing your job diligently, whether you are rich or poor. Because
we are already
our politicians who are chopping government money, are they not failures? Are you tell me they are successes?
In their mind, they are successes.
You see, and in that person's mind, they will be successful because they have money.
To pay
because
big
they
have
big
cars and big
yachts
houses,
or a private jet. Excuse me. They are chopping from that poor gatesman who is hardworking.
That poor market woman.
That poor market woman.
And those ones bring their tithes regularly. It's regular.
No, but because me, I am a politician and I have money, I don't bring, when I bring my tithe poor, I've destabilized everybody else's tithe.
Then you make me special seat in front.
I just sit in front. Success. I'm not in
Please, I'm not bashing pastors today.
I'm not even politician. Government government thief.
And for me, as long as you're doing
honest politicians.
Okay. Are they?
As long as you're doing what you need to do to advance yourself, to develop yourself, and to add to honesty and integrity, you have good character, and you're waking up and doing all you can, the best that you can for yourself.
Your ability.
You're not a failure.
Exactly.
You're not a failure. You're growing at your own pace.
When you judge people, you are a failure. Pastor, hear that wrong.
Thank you so much. So let's take a teeny weeny break, and we will be right back.
Break
with us.
So producer break.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So Afrobeat singer Tiwa Savage has cried out about how she's being extorted by an unknown person, an apparent sex tape between her and her partner. She shared that the person who contacted her is threatening to release the tape if she does not pay them the Bitcoin amount that they asked for.
Bitcoin.
However, she has refused to pay them, explaining that she won't fold to the demands and that he might release it anyways. What are your thoughts on this? So, you know, I think there was a time we talked about things like this. I don't know how bold we did that, but I've just always asked this question. Why is there a video in the first place? I always ask, and I know that everybody's an adult. You are entitled to do your things the way you want to do. But for me, it's about not giving the devil a lead way to hurt you. Don't give people an opportunity to hurt you. But what is your thought?
If I want to do video, I will do my video.
Okay, your sex video.
If I want to do sex video with my partner, I will do my sex video.
Okay.
It will not concern anybody. Now, if he enters your hands and you decide you want to use it, I will leave you for God to judge you. Me, I will not even answer you. I won't pay you. Shishi. And so, Tiwa, carry go, my dear. Look, do you know that if you record yourself with your phone and then you get a new phone and you flash this phone, there are some people that can go to that flashed phone
to get
the what they're not supposed to, what is not their business. And then maybe that's what happened to her. Maybe they recorded themselves. You don't know what their own enjoyments is.
Exactly.
Wow.
So leave them to what is your own business to go and record, to go and say, okay, you want to release the video. Hey, go.
So you see, for me, is that when we talk about this, we concentrate too much on why did you do something in your personal space in your own house, with your own devices. We should talk about why someone would criminally take information that is not meant for them. Somehow they have come in contact with it. Either they've manipulated their way into getting it, they stole it. Do you understand? It was not handed over to them to share it. We need to talk to those sort of people. If people don't understand that it's a crime, they need to know that it is a crime. And that when this person puts this sort of information out there without the person's consent, when they find you, they will lock you up. So it's not, the blackmailer is not the victim here. The blackmailer is the wicked criminal in this conversation. So people do things in the secrecy of their home. If she was doing it on the road, we've seen now in the paper where the police will come and catch you for indecent public display of public, you know, and things like that. But you're doing it in your home. It's your private property. You're on the wrong. Now, on her stance on how she wants to handle it, I just want to say, well done to you. You know, I'm happy that she's bold enough, because many people have been so traumatized and made to all of a sudden just hide in a shell. They are unable to do anything else. Someone else would even never do music again. She'll go into hiding because she's afraid of what people may say. But when people now come out boldly, as you see, with my chest,
it's my video in my room.
You know, we talked about, I can't remember, Abeni. There was one.
Yes.
Can you imagine that woman, that grandmother, that motherly, someone was trying to make a blackmail her from having some pictures of her. You know, she came out boldly and like, you know, I know this picture. I took it in the privacy of my home. How dare you? And the person was unable to do it. So we need to talk to people like that.
It just reminds me of when I was young with my ex-husband. We went to Togo.
Yes.
Then he took a picture, and he was always taking pictures.
Yeah.
And I was jumping on the bed or something, and he took a picture of me. I was you know,
naked.
Yes.
So
YK, how do you whisper? No. How does YK whisper this on TV for national TV? You're whispering. What are you whispering about? The one that
I don't want NBC to write me letter now. I don't need love letter. So I didn't agree. I waited till I caught him too. So I went and I took the picture when he was peeing.
She's whispering on TV.
So he had forgotten that we are taking those pictures. Now went to go and develop those pictures. Now, you see, the thing is, the pictures were all just the two of us, all the pictures. Our faces didn't show.
Okay, as much?
Because when I saw him taking my picture, I turned like this.
Okay.
When he was, I just took him from here to here. But all the other pictures were of both of us. So you say, when they went to go and collect the picture, the whole studio, you know, in those days it was Kodak, what they call it?
Yes.
So go and develop film.
Yeah.
It's not phone. He said the whole studio gathered. And I was wondering, why is everybody... They went in to get the pictures. Everybody started coming out. So when he entered inside his car, so he started looking through the pictures.
Like, oh my God.
It was a
Everybody has seen your genitals.
I said, God, don't catch you. God, don't catch you, because...
Thank God you were able to take it out too. Or else you'd have felt really bad.
Can you imagine? So now, that's... Should come and find those pictures now and come and expose...
Yeah, so, you know, one of the reasons I started with the question why is not for judgment. Tiwa is my person. And I would do the same thing. If anything like that comes out, with my chest, go and post it. Don't worry, it will even make me blow, go. To make me blow, you know, and all that. But I remember there was a time I took a picture of myself and I sent it to my husband. I was playing love and he saw it and he said, baby, please, oh, with everything that's happening, don't send me this kind of picture. Do video call. Let me see you. When we are done, it's over. Do not send this kind of... I said, why are you afraid now? You used to like this kind of... I like it when I see it. Because tomorrow, it could get into the wrong hands by mistake. And they want to use it against you. And also, people don't like this sort of... They see it as scandal. Because you know that as a celebrity, you have endorsements. You have companies that have signed you. And the fear is, would they want to still do business with me? So my question is, how do we begin to protect ourselves, especially as celebrities? Because the world is a wicked place.
So I don't even think it's about endorsements. People just feel scandalized that you take something so personal and intimate of theirs and just put it out there in the world. So it's not even, I'm telling you, at that point, endorsements is the least of their worries. It's that you're embarrassing me when I have not given you, have violated my privacy. How dare you? That's what first comes to a person's mind. The endorsements can come, you know, conversations of that will come later on. But to protect yourself is for the enforcement agencies to do their job, is to find people like that and make examples of them and let them understand that when you get caught, you'll be in big trouble because you are not doing anything wrong. You haven't done anything wrong. That's the thing you have to understand. So I don't see what the problem is people that think they can blackmail you. That is a criminal. That's a thief of people's, you know, dignity. You're just, you're just a wicked person.
You know, and if you don't know people, because I spoke to Tiwa at length during the Global Citizens, she's actually a very sweet girl.
Person, yeah, I can tell from a distance.
People always describe her sweet.
She's actually, you know, has the same insecurities everyone has. And why would you do this to a person? To me, that blackmailer should be caught.
Yes.
Arrested and jailed. Because if they wanted, you don't know how people want to enjoy their own life now. So because I want to enjoy my life now, I have to be thinking of
the public.
Me, every time I want to know how big my stomach is, I go to my partner. Please take my picture.
Yes.
Then you know
there's some angles you need pictures, someone to help.
Yes, show me whether this place is folding. You know whether this place is folding and sitting on the lap, or which exercise do I have to do? You will not see that picture. You will not go, yay, shame.
Me, that I like the kind of picture. After my husband warned me, I respected myself.
I just can't imagine this my picture with my big belly outside.
Yeah. So let's also talk about what steps do we now begin to take when these sort of things happen. A lot of people have done it to people. I remember there was one actress at the time that her nude was released, and it was even with her partner. That ended her acting career. I don't want to mention, I just remember the name, but I don't want to mention it. Her acting career was gone.
Was a white man.
Yes, her husband was a white man. Her acting career. It's not now that we can boldly say, with my full chest. At that time, there was no chest anyway. That's like a dent on your image. How do we now begin to hold these blackmailers accountable? What are some things that you think we can begin to do when you get a call that somebody's trying to blackmail you with your video, your nudes, your pictures?
You know, the thing I would say is go to the police. But we know how Nigerian police, the first is like, who told you? You say.
Nigerian police, they will look at the picture, they will say,
like hey. You too, you are looking for trouble. Hey, where is it? Come and show me. Yeah. So now you be this, you know.
This picture is evidence.
Yes.
They will tell you this picture, leave the picture with us, it's evidence.
Yeah, so we don't hope our police force to be educated enough, you know, about the, they know exactly who the culprit is in this case, that you do not stigmatize the victim and just concentrate on getting who the blackmailer is. And so that's why see, with blackmailing, with rape, that's why a lot of women don't talk. Because you hear people say, with rape, they'll say, what were you wearing?
Yeah.
Why were you there? Why were you there in the first place? So they make it about you, putting yourself in that situation. So if it has happened, people have put themselves in a situation that was not an illegal situation, a bad thing that they have done, but someone took advantage of that. That's what we should concentrate on. You're right about, for the lady that, you know, was a dent on her career, and the times are different. But I feel that those people were the ones that started the conversation, sort of. So they paid the price for people of younger generation to be able to say, call out a blackmailer for blackmailing them.
Can I read some tubes? There, Amazon says, oh, he's talking about the pastor, so I won't read it. Or can I read his own too?
Yes.
He says, just because you can hold the mic, they start to preach nonsense. At any event, I hear such nonsense, the pastor will hear where I will get up and tell him he is a failure. ABC says, it depends on how explicit that video is. Good Bit says, make it release the video. People go forget in a minute. Good Bits also says, don't pay anybody. Billy Chris Monica says, don't record anything, Shikena. Olajidi, me, I go sue the person, go hear him. As long as, I can't read that.
Okay, let's take this call from Dio. Dio from Ilorin. Good morning, Dio.
Good morning.
Tayo, thank you.
Good
morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I know you're not talking about what you call failure, success, and all that. I think you guys forgot. Nigeria is a failure, period.
Hi.
Number two, I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry. Number two, when you're talking about somebody that was a picture naked, there are something you call dignity. There is nothing called privacy. In the world of Wild Wild West, there is no more privacy. Everybody knows that. When you get a phone, you know your life is out there. When you are delivering, your life is out there. What you can call privacy, you are in the bathroom and you lock the door with no phone with you. People have phones. People have anything. So why on earth would you want to say, I'm taking this picture? She's not stupid. She knows what she's doing. So ladies, I told my daughter, don't take picture and send it to, I love my boyfriend.
Your partner.
Forget it.
Prevention. Thank you so much, Mr. Tayo.
Yeah, so I just also wanted to say, so this is Tiwa's own case where she's even aware of the video and probably they took it themselves. But there are people who were recorded, pictures stolen, videos stolen that they did not, aware. I mean, pictures taken, videos taken that they were not aware of. You're with a partner and you think you're private and the partner is taking a picture of you or a video of you. You're not aware until the day that they use it to try to blackmail you. There are some people, he says celebrities need to be more careful. There are some people who did things long before they ever thought they would ever be on TV or be celebrities, and then someone digs it up and says, I'm going to use it now that, you know, there's some clout I can chase from this, and then use it against you. So that's why the conversation really has to be on the blackmailer, because there's just so many reasons why a picture would be out there. It's not always about the person taking a video and wanting to show it.
Exactly. Yeah. If I take a picture of my naked stomach, it's because I want to check how my stomach is.
I know.
So that I know whether I should exercise or not.
Yeah, but that one is different now. If you were caught in the act.
Which act?
In the video. In the act, yes.
With my partner.
Yes, no. Well, okay, let's take this call from Yinka. Yinka from Manchester. Good morning.
Yeah, let me quickly, because I've got about 4 to 5 points that I want to make. The first one is about Sister Yeni. everything that she's losing now. I'm very proud of her because she's up to the task.
Yeah.
The first one I wanted to talk about her is about the claro of her cigarette. You know, it's very hard to give up cigarettes when you love claro, the end part of the cigarette. Yeah. It's very difficult. Please, I want you to clap for her again for leaving the cigarette thing. Please, I'm begging you, for a lady to take a bold step to leave cigarette. I'm very proud of you, Mr. Yeni. Secondly, it's about your jumping on the bed and everything. Please, you don't need to be saying this in the public. I know you love your husband and you want to impress your husband. But nowadays, like the last caller, Nigeria is not a failure. This is what we are talking about, the pastor. Look at what the person is talking about. It depends upon the individual. It depends upon yourself, what you want to do. If you think you don't have the stomach and you cannot take the beat and every blow from right, left, and center, don't do it. This telephone that you are calling a small gadget that will not be getting out of your confines of your house can reach London, can reach United States of America. How will you present yourself? It is because Nigeria, we are over-happy. You don't know anything about what is inside the phone. Because your friends are doing it, you want to copy them. You are going to get yourself depressed. And this is what it will become. And I thank you, lady, for what you're doing for us every day. Because when we sit in front of a telly from here, and we are relating with people in Nigeria, you are our people. You take the burden away from our heart. We are like living in Nigeria with you. We are in together, like Liverpool people will say, you don't walk alone. We are with you in Nigeria, and we will get over all the problems in Nigeria.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Yinka.
Thank you. I'm so happy for that call. You know why? Because when I go to England, you know, when Nigerians see me, someone that looks after my daughter's kids, we go out together, and then she saw me. Somebody came to greet me. Lenny, from your view, can you come? So the woman, she was wondering, like,
who are you?
Do they know you? Are you famous?
Yes.
And she was so shocked. So she's from Philippines. She now watches your view. Can you imagine?
So let us also appreciate our producers for putting this together every morning.
Yes. And thank you to all our UK, America, our fans.
Everybody, we love you
thank
all.
You so much.
So let me even ask us this question. So what's the worst case scenario if this video comes out today? What do you think is the worst case scenario? Because in as much as, like the last caller said something that I like, if you don't have the chest to do certain things, don't even bother. When you're doing something, every action that you take going forward, you should ask yourself, if there's a backlash, can I take it? You know, always ask yourself that. And if you feel that you're not strong enough to take the backlash, don't even do that thing. But if this video is released today, what is the worst case scenario? Let's also remember that her mental health is also very, very important.
Yeah. And so I would advise her, just in case, she should start taking measures to protect herself. She needs to, if it's to say a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a life coach.
Yeah, my people, thank you.
You know, but she just needs to start taking measures because it's going to go viral. People are going to watch it. People are going to judge her. She needs, and then people who are around her should protect her.
Yes.
They need to protect her from the backlash because there will be. There will be people who support her, who don't.
Who would be against?
And advice to people, this phone, whether you flash it or not, there are people, honestly, it's their work to go and reconstruct. They will find everything that you think that nothing is lost.
What happened? Continue what you're saying.
No, you have to translate to me now.
You know, let me take this call quickly, Mary.
I'll come
to you. Dr. Moyo. Good morning, Dr. Moyo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy weekend, though.
Happy weekend, though.
Dr. Moyo. I'm really made my day this morning. Yeah. Going to this issue, you know, blackmailers work on fear. That's their power. Take away their power from them. If they try to harass you or threaten you, they are going to post it now. I remember there's a video that trended online, Don David's mother. The blackmailer was threatening her that she's going to expose her husband, Jelita. The woman went to online and said, expose it now. It's making them more popular, and that's the end. Once you can go out, you have seen them already. There's nothing, they don't have anything on you again. So that's their power. That's all they need. Whether you're a celebrity or not, still that power. As they are bringing it out, they are threatening you. Because the moment you start giving them money or giving them attention, it will not stop.
So thank you so much, Dr. Moyo. Thank you.
You know, there's another part where we have not even looked at the partner who is involved in this, who is not a celebrity, probably, living his quiet, gentle life, and then he meets a Tiwa. All of a sudden now his business is everybody's business. And I think that's why celebrities tend to be very private with, you know, their relationships like that. Because I can imagine as, you know, for him, he'd be like, I did not ask for this. Why is my business out there? You know, if I was dating someone who wasn't on TV or in the limelight, this would happen and nobody would care. So things like that, it would also affect that relationship. Person might be saying, see, well, I'm ending this, I cannot take this anymore. So when we think about hurting people, we just imagine, you know, the effect that it would have on that person's life, mental health, as you said, the relationships around them, the support system that they're meant to have. Some, you know, it may even come to a point that they're questioning each other. Did you do it to me? Or, you know, how, and then, or how dare you ask if I'm the one? So it's really bad all around.
Because that was my first suspicion when I read the story. Was it the partner that released it, you know? But it may not be. It may just be. Maybe it was a phone that somebody got it.
Yeah.
Maybe and it could be anything. And I was going to say something about it, you know.
Okay, let's take this call while you get your thoughts together. Where am I from Ibadan? Good morning.
Good morning. I really love Auntie Anna's comments this morning.
Thank you.
She's so beautiful, so marvelous. I really appreciate that. When I was in my early 30s, I used all my savings from the work that I worked to build house for my parents. And I lived with them for like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
Somebody cannot come here and save me with that.
At all.
Because I have to sacrifice all what I have for them to have a roof over their heads.
Well done.
Because if you see all these pastors, they are the ones that pushes our youth into all sorts, to commit fornication, commit suicide, just to tell them what they are telling them. It's not normal. Nigeria is too tough already for a pastor to not be calling us a savior. If somebody is privileged, that doesn't mean somebody else is privileged too, like that, very early in life. They should stop making people to do not what they are not supposed to do.
Thank you so much for that call. But this is a Ghanaian pastor, anyway. He's not saying. I'm sure he was talking to his Ghanaian congregation.
You think that some Nigerian pastors don't do it?
Okay.
When you keep on preaching that money is the be-all and end-all,
money is a success.
So money is success. That is not success. Money is not success. Money makes you comfortable, but doesn't make you successful. How, if I'm an arm robber and I make my money by being an arm robber, am I successful?
No, you're not.
That thing, you didn't say it. What that Igbo you spoke.
Let me ask you a question, Waike. We'll get to that. I will say it on national TV now.
But you said
it on national TV now. All the Igbo people. Look at
Waike whispered, you are speaking Igbo. All right.
Okay. Please speak Hausa.
I have nothing to say.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about the culture of bullying when things like this happen. And I'm taking it from this young lady that just left the BBN, that just finished, that they have frustrated out of social media. She said if she gets like 1,000, 2,000 posts, 99% are insulting her for commenting.
What did she do?
She went into the house as a married woman and she had something to do with one of the contestants. And Nigerians came after her, came after the husband, came after the guy, frustrating them. How do we begin to make people understand that bullying is worse off? A situation has happened, and then you resort to bullying the people. How do we get them to understand that is wickedness? Why can't you? We need to...
You know why I can't comment?
Why? She put it there.
No, it was
you are a married woman. You enter a big brother house.
Yes.
And then
you publicly did it.
You publicly kiss another man.
Yes.
Or whatever you did with another man.
Okay, but the husband has forgiven.
Yes, so...
Before I come to you, Perpetua is waiting for us. Good morning, Perpetua.
This one is plenty.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Okay, now quickly, before this Tiwa Survey's case, I want to quickly talk about the pastor who said living with your parents at 35 is a failure. That is, to me, that is total nonsense. Because at that age, my brother was actually living with my parents, and he was taking care of them, paying the rent, and other things. Does that make him a failure?
No.
I don't think so. So please, pastors should just stop this mind game thing. They are the ones pushing us to do certain things. Now, on Tiwa's issue, Tiwa should just live her life as though nothing happened. It's unfortunate that the tape got leaked, but she should ignore the blackmailer. That blackmailer is sick. That man is, whether he's a man or a woman, is a cheap thief who is looking for something, and he or she will not get it. So Tiwa should just move on with her life as though nothing is happening. In fact, she has our support, full support. Nothing's going to happen to her. She'll be protected. So that's my own contribution.
Thank you, Perpetua.
Amen.
Yes.
This is our matter of bullying.
Yes.
How do we begin
so
to resolve
bullying is bad. However it comes is bad. But in her own case, what makes it a bit different is that she put it out there. So with the others, you stole from their private archive. You did something that you took out something that they did not give you willingly. Well, with this Big Brother lady, she did it openly. You went on a show where people are meant to watch and comment on what happens. So that is why hers will be hard. You can't call anyone out for calling her out.
No, but she came out. She apologized to Nigerians, apologized to her husband. Her husband has forgiven her. Why are Nigerians finding it difficult to forgive her?
Yeah, but the person that needs to forgive her is her husband. The person that she needs to repair the relationship with is with her husband. She should concentrate on that. She has to turn her ears away from all the public commenting. She cannot, if she's expecting love and understanding from the public usually would not give you that.
Wow.
The person that she hurt was her husband.
Wow.
He's forgiving her. Have they moved on? Has she worked on that relationship? That's all that she needs to concentrate on.
Yeah, let's take this call from Tina. Tina from Ikorodu. Good morning. Good morning, Tina.
Yeah, this is your friend. I want to say good morning to you.
Good morning.
Mommy Wyken.
Morning.
I love you all. I love you. I just want to say hi to you people. I sent you message on your WhatsApp. I'm the one that always sends message to you.
Oh,
thank you.
We love you right back. Wyken, we're going to say something.
I was going to say, when it happened to Salawa Abeni, what Salawa Abeni did was put it out there. I don't know how bad the video is. She may not want to put it out there herself, but I think she should just get ready for the...
Whatever comes.
And then, as this Big Brother lady, you know me, I don't know what...
So shouldn't Nigerians forgive her?
No, they should now. They should move on.
It is... She went onto a show that is out there.
Yes.
Like Miriam said, it's out there.
With unforgiving Nigerians. Is that what people are saying, that we are unforgiving in this part of the world?
It's human nature.
It's human nature. Thank you.
It's not Nigeria.
People are going to comment till they forget. She needs to leave social media and stop putting any comments on social media.
Exactly.
If she really wants to work on her marriage. She doesn't want to work on her marriage. That's why she's still going to social media, because you cannot conduct your marriage on social media.
But you know that social media is where they're supposed to make money, because this is where brands will now come for them.
She has to choose now.
Now she has gone off social media. They have pushed her off social media.
She has chosen her mental health over money, which is a good decision.
She needs to go off and let people forget. And when she comes back, she rebrands and comes back as a new person, a changed person. Maybe she starts wearing the things known like Nima, Ajia. You know, I've changed. I'm a different person.
The producer is telling me that they will not forget. That's wickedness, producer. That's not nice. You will forget and forgive. You will not about Christians now. You go to church.
But no, we don't teach people
need to learn to forgive and forget.
But stop bullying people.
We too need to learn how to conduct ourselves in public. Especially that kind of show. Don't, you are a married woman. Why are you going to kiss
Nigeria is
man?
very unforgiving of women that conduct themselves like that in public.
Excuse me, a married woman who goes to go and kiss another man. in private.
He was acting.
In private.
Okay, in private, not in public.
In private, okay. And they catch you. They will abuse you. Now you go and do it in public. Wow. You are inside. Wow. You have entered your own hot water.
But one of the things I said was most of the people judging are doing the same thing.
In private.
In private.
In private.
Yeah. So it's okay to do it in private.
It's not okay.
No, not that
it's not okay.
It's just that
it's not okay. But they are still doing it in private. Yes. So unless you catch them. But what my point is, if you catch them, it is us, this round table, that will be saying, can we imagine? We too will be saying it too.
No, we will forgive. We will still forgive.
We will forgive, but we will still say it's great nonsense. Like a married woman, you conduct yourself with decorum. Then you go and do it on a live reality show. Come on. Wow.
And the man has moved on. The man that she did this
she should call Nima.
Doesn't get the hate.
No.
Okay, he's getting as much
share, yes, because Nigerians were upset that as a single guy you should know better, and it wasn't like she hid the marriage.
Shay is not the one that won, Sha. Is he the one that won?
I think there was a time.
No, not the one that won.
Was he evicted?
Yes, he was.
I think this is not the first married person that's been on the show, and we've not had any of.
That other one was a man, so it wasn't as hot as this.
Oh, he conducted himself the same way.
The same way, but he was a man, so we didn't attack. The way Nigerians are attacking.
No, there was one where the man, that guy actually won. He was married.
Maybe it's Africa.
In Africa, it was I remember that one first. He actually even won the show. Can you imagine?
We didn't get
after having an affair, they abused the girl.
But that one, the other one that you're talking about now was a man. So Nigerians didn't come after.
Did he have an affair?
Yes, something happened in the house, but he was forgiven because he was a man. So it's a culture thing. It's a patriarchy thing and all that. So as we're winding up now, or rounding up, what are some of the things we think we can begin to tell our young people out there on some of the actions that they take? Because you really don't know where God is taking you tomorrow. How can we begin to preserve ourselves so that, there's nothing like trying to be safe so that you don't fall in. But if you finally fall in, having the chest to own it, how can we begin to help our young people do better? I
know you're asking for how to advise them, but I also want people to give people grace because especially young people, they are making mistakes. They are growing up and making mistakes is part of it. You know, a lot of people say, think about if you have the chest. For most people, they're just living their lives. They're not thinking of having chest for something. Sometimes they're just having fun and it's innocent fun. And then this happens and people are like, why didn't you
have the chest?
Own it and have the chest? Because at the time I was doing it, I did not think that one day I'll have to be owning anything or chesting anything. The truth is also we need to just teach each other to be kind towards each other. Bullying is not good. We cannot with one mouth sit down and say, we're supporting you, we love you. Sis, you see people sending messages, sis, I'm here for you, I'm behind you. And the next time you hear another story, you're with the same pads, you are breaking another sister down or another brother down for doing something that you don't agree, or maybe because that person is not as close to you, or you do not feel any affiliation, or you don't like the person's face. Yeah, so we need to just be kind and nicer to people generally. And we need to learn to forgive our younger ones. They are growing, they are making mistakes. A lot of us made some mistakes growing up.
Saved us,
but there was no social media. Do you understand? So we need to do that.
And then you know?
Yes.
If there was social media,
that is it.
I would have been everywhere. I would have been everywhere. You know, they will give you a picture and you're negative.
God saved us that there was no social media. At the time we're growing up. What are your final words?
When people say they are sorry, forgive them.
Yes, forgiveness is key. I think we should just try to be careful of what we do. Enjoy our life. Look, I don't even know how to advise because I get my own for body.
Yeah, yes. Everybody. So, now who touch lights catch? That be thief. So for me, I think we should just be more show more empathy to people. Let's not always assume the worst, and let's put our differences aside when issues like this happen and just relate to people as human beings. We'll all make mistakes. Today, somebody makes a mistake, you catch that person. Tomorrow, it may be you, you know.
Exactly.
Let's just show that kindness and let it go around.
Just pray that it's not you.
Yeah.
You know, every day, fasting and praying.
Yeah, that is not you.
That thing I did yesterday, don't let
God help me, yes.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on today's show. I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.